Aliens. Throughout the years, people have claimed contact with extraterrestrials. Some say they are benign messengers sent to warn us of catastrophic events to come. Some say they come to use man for genetic experiments. And some say we have been visited for centuries. It has been reported that there are at least 57 species of aliens currently visiting Earth. Where are they from, and what do they want? Are they truly peaceful messengers, or a global threat with sinister plans for us and our planet? What does our governments know, and are there plans in place in the event aliens are a global threat? Our universe is vast and timeless. Scientists estimate there could be billions of planets with life. Within 50 light years of Earth, there are a number of worlds that could sustain life as we know it. Biological life based on carbon, such as us. Planets that reside in habitable zones are referred to as Goldilocks worlds, not too hot and not too cold for water to remain in a liquid state. This is important because water is necessary for life as we know it to grow and multiply. People who report alien sightings and encounters almost always say they are hominids like us. They have arms, legs, and a torso. They walk upright. Scientists say that life that develops on another world may look nothing like us. Yet reports are consistent of bipedal aliens visiting Earth. Why is this? Of course, it could be that there are no aliens and they are only a figment of our imaginations, thus they look like us. That is a simple explanation, but doesn't address the countless abduction and encounters people of all walks of life report. It could also be that our world and those near us were seeded long ago by a hominid race, and therefore those close to us that do visit Earth are from the same DNA base that we evolved from. Our DNA itself may be an element that as a species evolves, it is striving for a basic shape, a bipedal form. Therefore, no matter what planet you come from, if you are intelligent and capable of the technology necessary to visit other worlds, then you would have had to evolve into a hominid shape. Indeed, the greatest mystery of the universe may be why most intelligent and technologically evolved species are bipedal. The human shape is, after all, a very efficient form for an intelligent race. Upwardly mobile, capable of lifting large objects and doing minute work with fingers and an opposable thumb, we are ideally suited for exploration. We are also clever, strong, and capable of great aggression. If we look at our own progression as a species, one would not be amiss to say we are conquerors. In just a few thousand years, we have spread to all corners of our world, conquered it, and now over 7 billion of us inhabit this one small planet. Could it be that the necessity to explore, discover, and conquer is a basic tenet of any bipedal species? When we ask, are we alone in the universe, we are asking if there are others like us. And we cannot ignore the fact that we, as a species, are not necessarily benevolent. Perhaps the species who visit Earth have grown beyond the need to conquer. Or could it be that they are, like us, very patient? Could there be plans in effect now whereby an alien species has their eyes on our tiny blue world? Are we currently being studied and targeted by an alien race with nefarious plans for us and our planet? Do aliens have plans to study our planet and us as well? Are they like us, or so different we are strange to them? And does our government know who the aliens are? In 1969, the United States Air Force terminated its 20-year UFO study known as Project Blue Book. Of the 12,618 sightings reportedly studied by the military, 701 remained unidentified. Project Blue Book, and therefore the military and government, publicly concluded that 1. No UFOs investigated by the Air Force indicated any national security threat. 2. No UFOs investigated represented technological developments or principles beyond the range of present-day scientific knowledge. And 3, there was no evidence indicating that sightings characterized as unidentified are extraterrestrial vehicles. However, consider this. In order for the government to conclude UFOs are not a threat, then they would have to know who is flying them and what their agenda is. You cannot make such a conclusion without understanding the issue completely. The Air Force also concluded that no UFOs represented technological developments or principles beyond the range of present-day scientific knowledge. Is the government admitting they have saucer-shaped craft that can make right-angle turns at high speed, split apart, or hover, making no sound, and not using aerodynamic principles? It is far more likely that once the government knew what UFOs and aliens were and their agenda, they canceled all public programs dealing with them and sequestered all their information into compartmentalized and secret programs. Indeed, after Project Blue Book, no public acknowledgement of UFOs have occurred, yet the government still keeps tabs on the issue. Is there something they know that we do not know? Or is information out there scattered around in various places, and it's up to us to piece it together? Could the alien agenda be right in front of us? What does our governments know about aliens? Is there an alien agenda we are not privy to? And do the aliens keep tabs on humans with government consent? Since the early 1960s, people have come forward and reported alien abductions. Many involve being shown horrific depictions of world destruction and invasive medical procedures. Some are even shown alien hybrids, a cross between aliens and humans. Is this part of the alien agenda? In 1961, Betty Hill, along with her husband Barney, were abducted from a roadside in New Hampshire. Betty described a medical procedure the aliens performed on her that oddly resembles a modern pregnancy test. She also described a star map that would not be known to our astronomers until 1969. The star map depicted the Zeta Reticuli star system accurately. The pregnancy test given to her by the aliens would not be developed by modern doctors until years later. The aliens also tested her nervous system and took skin samples. Could this have been an early encounter to determine if human DNA was compatible with their own? Or could this have simply been yet another alien race checking out the species in their local neighborhood? In any case, the Betty Hill abduction would not be the first or last. Throughout the 1970s till today, numerous alien abductions have been reported. In 1973, two fishermen on the banks of the Pascagoula River reported being taken by strange aliens with gray skin. Charles Hickson, one of the fishermen, described being immobilized and suspended within their craft, then examined by some kind of electronic eye that encircled his body. Jim and Jack Weiner, Charles Foltz, and Charles Rack claim they were abducted by aliens during a camping trip near Allagash, Maine on August 20th of 1976. According to the four men, hypnotic regression enabled them to recall the experience of being taken aboard a UFO, then probed and tested by four-fingered beings with almond-shaped eyes and languid limbs. One of the most amazing abduction cases occurred in November of 1975 in Arizona. Travis Walton was abducted while working with a logging crew. The abduction was reported, and police searched for Travis for 5 days before he was returned. In the time Travis was missing, the other loggers were accused of murder and took polygraph tests to prove their story. When Walton was returned, he remembered very little about the 5 days he was gone. He described waking up on a table with several small gray aliens surrounding him. He was able to frighten the aliens away, then move down corridors in the ship where he found himself in something like a control room. Touching a button on a console caused the images in the room to change, and he thought it might be disastrous to touch anything else. Later, a tall, human-looking man with long blonde hair came and took him from the room to another room where he was sedated. When Walton was returned, he also took a polygraph test and passed. The local sheriff announced that he accepted the UFO story, saying, "There's no doubt they're telling the truth." Whitney Strieber, a popular author, asserts that he was abducted from his cabin in upstate New York on the evening of December 26th of 1985 by non-human beings. He wrote about this experience in Communion, his first nonfiction book. Although the book is perceived generally as an account of alien abduction, Strieber draws no conclusions about the identity of his alleged abductors. He refers to the beings as the Visitors, a name chosen to be as neutral as possible to entertain the possibility that they are not extraterrestrials and may instead exist in his mind. Whitney Strieber has repeatedly expressed frustration that his experiences has been taken as alien contact when he does not actually know what they were. Strieber has reported anomalous childhood experiences and suggests that he may have suffered some sort of early interference by intelligence or military agencies as well. Kirsan Nikolaevich Elizama, a multi-millionaire businessman, politician, and the president of the Republic of Kalmyka in the Russian Federation from 1993 to 2010, claims that in September of '97, he was taken from his flat by aliens and traveled in their spaceship, visiting another planet. He claims 3 of his staff searched his flat during this time, failing to find him, and could not explain how he then reappeared in his bedroom an hour later. One common assertion by alien abductees is that they are tagged with alien implants when taken. Alien implants is a term used in ufology to describe a physical object placed in someone's body after they have been abducted by aliens. Claimed capabilities of the implants range from telepresence to mind control and biotelemetry. Why would aliens need to track the movements of their abductees? What information are they gathering from the implants, and could they be sharing this information with our governments? Aliens tagging humans with implants, government denial of the alien presence, and countless races visiting our world for as yet unknown reasons. Are we laboratory experiments being conducted by the Visitors, or is this a slow progression towards alien disclosure? There are individuals who are pressing the issue with the government. One such notable researcher is Stephen Greer. Stephen Greer is an American retired medical doctor and ufologist who founded the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence and the Disclosure Project, which seeks the disclosure of suppressed UFO information. He founded the center in 1990 to create a diplomatic and research-based initiative to contact extraterrestrial civilizations. In 1993, Greer founded the Disclosure Project, a non-profit research project whose goal is to disclose to the public the government's alleged knowledge of UFOs, extraterrestrial intelligence, and advanced energy and propulsion systems. The Disclosure Project was founded in an effort to grant amnesty to government whistleblowers willing to violate their security oath by sharing insider knowledge about UFOs. Greer says he gave a briefing to CIA Director James Woolsey that same year. In May 2001, Greer held a press conference at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. that featured 20 retired Air Force, Federal Aviation Administration, and intelligence officers. Greer has gathered 120 hours of testimony from civilians and various government and military officials on the topic of UFOs, including astronaut Gordon Cooper and a brigadier general. The Paradigm Research Group was established in July of 1996 by Stephen Bassett, a political activist and consultant to advocate in all ways possible for an end to a government-imposed truth embargo of the facts surrounding an extraterrestrial presence engaging the human race. PRG was established to create a political action committee, register lobbying of the executive and legislative branches of government, and engage the Washington, D.C. political media with conferences on the UFO subject. The group is lobbying for open, comprehensive congressional hearings to take testimony from current and former government employees and support amnesty to all government and contract employees related to the U.S. government's actions, posture, and statements regarding extraterrestrial phenomenon since 1945. Should any of these groups be successful, do we want to know what the aliens are up to? How would we and governments deal with open knowledge of the alien presence? Would we be powerless against their advanced technology, or could open disclosure lead to positive relationships with the extraterrestrials? Is it possible that open disclosure would be meaningless because the aliens will simply continue with their own agenda, regardless if the human race is aware of their plans or not? Or could we be seeing a new paradigm in human evolution, whereby we become citizens of a larger galactic community? Are aliens a threat or benign visitors monitoring our world? Could we be the subject of some galactic experiment? And if so, how long has it been going on? The ancient alien hypothesis claims that intelligent extraterrestrial beings have visited Earth and made contact with humans in antiquity and prehistory. Proponents suggest that this contact influenced the development of human cultures, technologies, and religions. A common claim is that deities from most, if not all, religions were actually extraterrestrial in nature, and that such visitors with advanced technology were interpreted by early humans as evidence of divine status. Proponents of the theory cite that out-of-place artifacts, artwork, and legends which are interpreted in a modern sense as depicting extraterrestrial contact or their technologies. The ancient astronaut hypothesis often maintained that humans are either descendants or creations of extraterrestrial beings who landed on Earth thousands of years ago. An associated idea is that humans evolved independently, but that much of human knowledge, religion, and culture came from extraterrestrial visitors in ancient times, in that ancient astronauts acted as a mother culture. Ancient astronaut proponents also believe that travelers from outer space built many of the structures on Earth, such as the Egyptian pyramids and the Moai stone heads of Easter Island, or aided humans in building them. The origins of many religions are interpreted by Eric von Däniken as reactions to encounters with an alien race. According to his view, humans considered the technology of the aliens to be supernatural and the aliens themselves as gods. Van Däniken claims that the oral and written traditions of most religions contained references to alien visitors in the way of descriptions of stars and vehicular objects traveling through air and space. One such is Ezekiel's revelation in the Old Testament, which Donegan interprets as a detailed description of a landing spacecraft. Zachariah Stitchin's series, The Earth Chronicles, beginning with the 12th planet, revolves around Stitchin's unique interpretation of ancient Sumerian and Middle Eastern texts, megalithic sites, and artifacts from around the world. Stitchin claimed there are Sumerian texts which tell the story of 50 Annunaki inhabitants of a planet named Nibiru, who came to Earth approximately 400,000 years ago with the intent of mining raw materials, especially gold, for transport back to Nibiru. With their small numbers, they soon grew tired of the task and set out to genetically engineer laborers to work the mines. After much trial and error, they eventually created Homo sapiens, the Adapa, or model man, or Adam of later mythology. Stitchin contended the Anunnaki were active in human affairs until their culture was destroyed by a global catastrophe caused by the abrupt end of the Ice Age some 12,000 years ago. Seeing that humans survived and all they had built was destroyed, the Anunnaki left Earth after giving humans the opportunity and means to govern themselves. Proponents of these theories cite ancient mythologies to support their viewpoints based on the idea that ancient creation myths of gods who descend from the heavens to earth to create or instruct humanity are actually representations of alien visitors whose superior technology accounts for their perception as gods. If true, then aliens have been influencing humans for a very long time. Is it possible that aliens instructed man and continue to divulge their advanced technology to us? And could they be setting us up to worship them when they return? If ancient aliens have been with us for centuries, why are we only beginning to become aware of this now? Could it be that we as humans have reached a level of evolution whereby we are now useful to them? Is it possible that the gods of ancient times will return soon to reclaim their prodigy in the near future? Ancient aliens, advanced technology, and sightings of UFOs increasing yearly. Could ET disclosure be coming soon? Recently, two sources you would not expect to jump on the alien bandwagon have made statements that curiously sound like extraterrestrial disclosure may come sooner than you think. NASA has recently gone on record acknowledging the existence of alien life. Since the mid-20th century, there has been an ongoing search for signs of extraterrestrial intelligence, from radios used to detect possible extraterrestrial signals to telescopes used to search for potentially habitable extrasolar planets. On the 17th of April of 2014, the discovery of the Earth-sized exoplanet Kepler 186f, 500 light-years from Earth, was publicly announced. It is the first Earth-sized planet to be discovered in the habitable zone, and it has been hypothesized that there may be liquid water on its surface. As a result of this and other discoveries, NASA now believes alien life will be confirmed within the next 20 years. In July 2015, Stephen Hawking, a British physicist, and Yuri Milner, a Russian billionaire, along with the SETI Institute, announced a well-funded effort called the Breakthrough Initiatives to expand efforts to search for extraterrestrial life. The group contracted the services of the 100-meter telescope in West Virginia in the United States and the 64-meter Parkes telescope in New South Wales, Australia, to search for life. Theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking in 2010 warned that humans should not try to contact alien life forms. He warned that aliens might pillage Earth for resources. If aliens visit us, the outcome would be much as when Columbus landed in America, which didn't turn out well for the Native Americans. He has apparently changed his tune with adding his support to SETI. Monsignor Corrado Balducci, a Roman Catholic theologian of the Vatican Curia and a close friend of the Pope, has said that extraterrestrial contact is real. This is extraordinary coming from the Vatican. The Pope's chief astronomer, Father Jose Funes, has confirmed that the Vatican Observatory in Rome believes in life on other planets. Despite once enforcing the belief that the Earth was the center of the universe and the Sun revolved around our planet instead of vice versa, it appears that the Vatican has now relaxed its view on the role that mankind plays in the universe and acknowledges that further life may exist. The Vatican Observatory, which has studied the skies on behalf of the Catholic Church since 1582, has said that the discovery of planets on which it is believed life could exist in the past number of years has led them to believe that we are not alone. In May of 2015, Roman Catholic Church leader Pope Francis mentioned alien life forms in one of his sermons and suggested that even Martians, should they visit Earth, would be welcome to be baptized. Indeed, Pope Francis has admitted he believes in alien life, and rumors persist he is making plans to announce that aliens do exist to get ahead of the inevitable announcement of the ET presence. Even the President of the United States alluded to the alien presence in an interview with late-night talk host Jimmy Kimmel. On the show, Obama stated, "The aliens won't let it happen. You'd reveal all their secrets, and they exercise strict control over us." Obama said, "I can't reveal anything." When Kimmel pressed Obama, telling him how President Clinton claimed to have looked into the government files on UFOs and found nothing, Obama replied, "Well, you know, that's what we're instructed to say." Throughout the short minute-and-a-half UFO-related dialogue between Kimmel and Obama, both were smiling and laughing almost the entire time, giving the impression that everything said by the president was strictly humorous. Was this just a joke, or a veiled attempt to release information the president is restricted to talk about? On the same show, President Clinton had also admitted that he believes in alien life. He stated that if he did know about aliens on Earth, he would tell the world, and that if we were visited, that he would not be surprised. He went on to say, "Think about how all the differences among people on Earth would seem small if we felt threatened by a space invader." Indeed, the announcement of alien contact would bring the world's nations together, and this scenario could be used to bring about a new world order. Are we being prepared for alien contact? The only way to do this would be to reveal information slowly over time to avoid panic. Is this what we are seeing? A slow process of disclosure? Or could it be the leaks are getting more numerous, and sooner or later we may be forced to address an alien threat already here? The Vatican admits to an alien presence, NASA confirming alien life, and even presidents talking openly about ETs and aliens. Are we on the cusp of a blowout announcement about an alien threat? But if aliens are a threat, why don't they just attack us outright? Some believe, for strategic reasons, their invasion is a drawn-out process rather than a single quick takeover, though the latter could be used to finalize the invasion once the first phase has subdued the target population. There are many problems with an overt invasion using physical force. History has shown that visible tyrants are also visible targets who quickly fall if they reveal themselves before total control has been established. Smarter tyrants stay hidden and cleverly manipulate the population into first defeating and enslaving itself. The premature invasion by those who have targeted us could lead to resistance and conflicts, threatening the two resources they have come here to exploit: Earth and its inhabitants. They prefer that we willingly hand ourselves over and the planet with the least amount of resistance. This can only happen under the condition that we are unaware of their true nature or agenda. Preparing such deception requires groundwork. Thus, they have chosen to covertly and patiently manipulate human society toward that end. Many who believe this scenario point to the alien abduction phenomenon. Humans are being abducted in order to produce hybrids that will be loyal to their alien masters. Humans are also being programmed slowly to look upon the aliens as spiritual masters or better leaders. They believe there's a hierarchy among the aliens. Small aliens do the grunt work, and the big ones supervise. But above the tall aliens are insect-like alien commanders who wear robes and give the final orders. When the aliens take over Earth, the hierarchy will be insectoids, then greys, then hybrids, next abductees, and down on the bottom, the rest of humanity, who may be kept in special preserves as breeding stock in case the hybrid program runs into unexpected trouble. The idea is that the aliens either can't reproduce or want to create a slave race to do their bidding. The Earth itself is unique for two reasons. It has an abundance of liquid water. Most planets are either frozen or complete deserts. And the Earth contains life. There is a multitude of plant and animal life all over our planet. These two things make us unique and would be very appetizing to another biological life form. Because of the abundance of life water, and natural resources we have on our tiny blue world, it's possible that aliens are coming here not for us, but for the planet itself. We may simply be in the way, a nuisance to have to deal with, and we may be experimented on only to see the best way to either get rid of us or control us so they can benefit from the use of our world. Perhaps they see themselves as better guardians of the Earth, and we don't have the ability to govern it properly. Aliens would undoubtedly think different from us. Our morals, ethics, and attitudes have formed over centuries of life on this planet and the cultures which have existed here. Aliens would have a completely different set of ethics based on their culture. For example, we see slavery as repugnant. They may see it as perfectly natural. We would never invade someone's privacy and take their genetic material. They may feel obligated to interfere in our evolution or think they have the right to use us to create other life forms. We build robots from materials we invent and try to make them as intelligent as possible. Perhaps in their culture, they build robots from the genetic material they find on other worlds, and they see us as no different. The Greys, often described as emotionless and instinctual, may simply be biological robots or androids made and bred to do the jobs their masters feel they are above. In this case, we may simply be source material to create more automatons. No matter what the alien agenda is, they are apparently here for some reason, and there is no clear indications that reason isn't nefarious. Are we simply breeding stock? Could we be a convenient parts house for new alien minions? Or could it be they are here with our best interests in mind? Who are the aliens, and why are they here? Aliens visiting Earth for genetic experiments. UFO sightings increasing exponentially over the past few decades, and government whistleblowers leaking more information yearly. What could it all mean? Are we being prepared for an all-out alien invasion, or the beginning of a new age of enlightenment? Phil Snyder, a former government geologist and engineer with over 17 years of experience in black projects, is one of the most important whistleblowers in modern history. He is a geologist, structural engineer, and metallurgist that's worked on building deep underground military bases. He spent more than 17 years with U.S. government black projects, carrying a level 3 security clearance at secret bases such as Area 51, S4, and Los Alamos. Snyder claimed there are 131 active underground bases in the United States, with approximately 1,477 worldwide. He says magneto-levitron trains connect all the bases within the continental U.S. in a vast subterranean transport system. According to Snyder, the U.S. government signed an agreement in 1954 with extraterrestrials, granting them the right to experiment on humans and cattle in exchange for technology. This agreement was known as the Grenada Treaty, and it is a well-documented event. The original terms for this treaty were that only a small number of humans would be abducted. They had to be returned to their original locations, and their memories had to be wiped. The aliens were supposed to submit a list of the individuals they were taking to Majestic 12, a government overseeing committee. However, after a few years of this, it became clear that the aliens were taking far more humans than they had originally bargained for, which spawned the origins of the alien-human conflict that persists to this day. He describes the alien agenda as the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of a portion of the world's population by 2029. An alien takeover would mean the implementation of a one-world government, which is the direct opposite of constitutional law, and would be the end of freedom as we know it. Snyder claims some of the alien races here on Earth actually eat people and use the glandular secretions of animals and humans for mixtures of the vitamins for their food and can actually get high from our adrenaline. According to Snyder, there are more than 100,000 missing children totally unaccountable for from FBI archives in the U.S. alone. He believes that many of them are held captive underground and summarily done away with. In some cases, they are literally eaten. Snyder claims that there are 11 distinct races of aliens here on Earth, with only 2 of them being benevolent. He claims to be one of only 3 survivors of an alien-human war at the Dulles, New Mexico and Los Alamos underground bases, where 66 government agents and workers lost their lives in August of 1979. Snyder claims that all information dealing with aliens is kept well hidden from the public, and that the U.S. military has known about the alien presence for more than 85 years, going back as early as 1909. He asserts that more than $500 billion was being allocated annually to black projects dealing with these matters in 1995. According to Snyder, 28% of the U.S. gross national product was being spent exclusively on building underground bases. This black budget sidesteps Congress completely and is a treasonous violation of constitutional law and taxpayer money. Without a doubt, these budgets and projects continue today on a massive scale. Snyder gave a talk in 1995 where he made explosive claims about government cover-ups, black budget projects, UFOs, and government military collaboration with aliens in deep underground bases. Less than 6 months after giving his talk, he was found dead in his apartment with piano wire still wrapped around his neck in what appears to be a military-style execution. According to some sources, he had been brutally tortured repeatedly before being killed. The authorities dismissed the death as a suicide. If any part of Phil Snyder's story is true, then the invasion has already begun. Aliens now live among us on planet Earth, carefully sequestered away in secret bases underground, and control us with agreements from our own government. Have we been sold out by our own government? Does a treaty exist between alien greys and humans? Are we giving away our rights to an alien presence? Secret presidential meetings with aliens. Treaties between aliens and humans. Did the United States government agree to alien abductions? On the night and early hours of February 20th and 21st of 1954, while on vacation to Palm Springs, California, President Dwight Eisenhower went missing and allegedly was taken to Edwards Air Force Base for a secret meeting. When he showed up the next morning at a church service in Los Angeles, reporters were told that he had to have emergency dental treatment the previous evening. However, sources close to the president claim he was actually taken to Edwards Air Force Base to meet with aliens. Sources are based on testimonies of whistleblowers that witnessed documents or learned from their insider contacts of such a meeting. These testimonies describe what appears to be two separate sets of meetings involving different extraterrestrial groups who met either with President Eisenhower or with Eisenhower's administrative officials over a short period of time. According to whistleblowers, the president first met with Nordic-type aliens that he later determined were unable to share technology. Then he met with the Greys and signed the Gravitas Treaty, allowing the Greys to take a few humans and cattle in exchange for technology. The treaty stated that the aliens would not interfere in our affairs, and we would not interfere in theirs. We would keep their presence on Earth a secret. They would furnish us with advanced technology and would help us in our technological development, and they would not make any treaty with any other Earth nation. They could abduct humans on a limited and periodic basis for the purpose of medical examination and monitoring of our development, with the stipulation that the humans would not be harmed, would be returned to their point of abduction, and would have no memory of the event, and that the alien nation would furnish Majestic 12 with a list of all human contacts and abductees on a regularly scheduled basis. It is said that the Greys violated the treaty and began taking more humans than was agreed upon. Today, a state of war exists between the Greys and the governments of Earth. Are we at war with a race of aliens that use humans for horrific genetic experiments? Is our government powerless against the aliens and their technology? And are we headed for an inevitable showdown? We are not united enough as a race yet to be engaged in extraterrestrial diplomacy. These aliens have been intervening in human affairs without our invitation and are acting in a deceptive and secretive manner. They should not be trusted until they prove themselves. Humanity needs to establish proper borders to space and realize that we must change our ways significantly in order to deal with advanced life forms who are attempting to prey upon vulnerable beings such as humans. Becoming educated about alien affairs is of prime importance, for humanity's destiny is to emerge into a greater community of intelligent life. This process is happening now because alien forces are already here. We do not have to go out into space to meet them. While they are providing a great threat to our freedom, they are also providing us a crucial opportunity to realize that we are one planetary race and ultimately one human family. We live on the verge of a bold new future with many uncertainties over the secrecies surrounding the extraterrestrial presence. What best prepares us as this information enters into the public arena is our faith, democratic values, and dedication to truth. United, we stand a chance. Divided, we will fail. The choice is ours. Time is of the essence, as the alien forces are growing stronger by the day.